What kind of session is this? What is the topic? I want to mention it again. As parents, we are very much aware about the physical health of the children, right? We go to doctors. If there is no problem, also we still go to doctor. We give them lot of injections to them, okay, and routine checkups are there. All these things we do because we want them to be fit. What do you do for the mental health of the children? Do you do anything for the mental health? Besides the routine thing like sending them to school, interacting with them at home, is there anything else you do for mental health of the children? The thing is that, mental health and the mental abilities, these things are very important. So first steps you have already taken to keep them mentally able and strong. You have put them in the school. You have put them in Kangaroo kids. But all of you are aware that in Kangaroo kids they follow a curriculum where they emphasize on Howard Gardner multiple intelligence, right? So multiple intelligence means in Kangaroo Kids curriculum, we recognize children are not same and their capabilities are also not same. Please come. Their capabilities are also not same. Some children may have immense interest in certain puzzles. Over here, we can see a lot of activities. Some children are very much interested in language. So they are different, right? That is why the curriculum has been set like this way. Now, as parents, do you know what are the capabilities of your kids? Do you know? Do you have any scientific platform to measure it? No. You just observe the child, you see his or her behavior, you get certain feedback from the school, and you come to know that okay, he's doing this thing, she's good in this, she's struggling little bit in this, right? So generally in India, there is no such platform through which we can get a report on their mental health, how they are doing, what is their capabilities, everything, right? So, but what we feel that parents should be aware about the mental health of their wards from the early childhood. From the early childhood, why I am telling? Because early experience shape the architecture of the developing brain. Okay, so from now onwards, if you become aware about the mental health, then when they will go to the formal school, because after 2 years they are going to the formal school. So when they will go to the formal school, then you don't have to worry. I'm telling you certain experiences of mine. You will get to know how in the formal school students are looked after. Recently, after pandemic, when the students went to the formal school where they used to study before pandemic, some students in a renowned school of Kolkata have been tagged as slow learner, and without understanding the root cause, anything, those students has been transferred to the special education organization. But after, as we are working and we are researching on that, we found that some children do not have any problem. Basically, some issues are there. If the teachers are aware, if the parents are aware, those can easily be rectified. No need of any special intervention. Okay? But as parents, you need certain equipments. You need certain awareness and knowledge, right? So that awareness, preliminary awareness, we are going to give in this session today. And after that, we are going to provide one platform to the parents, and parents are going to take certain assessment. Okay, that assessment is actually assessment on their mental abilities and mental health. And that assessment you are going to take in collaboration with the class teacher. When you will take the assessment, the teacher of that particular child will also be present. So both of you will take together the assessment, and after the assessment, we are going to give an individual report for each child. Okay? Now, let me tell you that As parents, you need to know their weakness and strength, their abilities. If they are struggling with anything, tell you that. As parents, you need to know their weakness and strength, their abilities. If they are struggling with anything. As teachers also, the teachers also need to know in detail. They are also observing and they are concluding something. But if there is a scientific platform, they will become sanguine about certain things, right? And preschool learners should be supported by the teachers and the parents to face all sorts of challenges before they attend the formal school. I think all of you are comfortable with English. Okay, okay. So if you want, I can speak in Bengali and Hindi also, if you want. Now, the thing is that why you have put your child over here? Can you tell me why? What is your objective?
Actually, I have put my child when he was 1 year, 10 months old. He was quite small and he did not speak at that time. So we have like a very nuclear small family, and I thought to put him here so that he could develop in other children and in a different environment.
Yeah. So that means you want her or him to grow before he or she goes to the formal school. Because all of us know the atmosphere of the formal school is different. It is not very cozy. Here you are every day interacting with the teachers. Here you are every day interacting with the caregivers, and you are coming to know what they are doing, how they are behaving. But when they will go to the formal school, you will not get those access. So what will happen then? So that means we have to make them strong before they go to the formal school. We have to remove the challenges they are facing, so that they can adapt with that environment, right? So this is the third objective. So what you need to know? Can you tell me? Look, here certain things are written. But if I ask you what you need to know about your child's mental health, just without seeing it, whatever is coming into your mind, just quickly tell me one by one. No need to see. Ma'am, what you need to know about his or her mental health. Or mental health সম্বন্ধে আপনি কি জানতে চাইবেন? এক নম্বর, first option. যে কোনো একটা বলুন। I want to know this or that.
মানে আমি জানতে চাইছি
কি জানতে চাইছেন? জাস্ট একটা বলুন যে আমি জানতে চাইছি কি।
মানে কিসের পক্ষে এটা
ওর মেন্টাল এবিলিটিস আর মেন্টাল হেলথ নিয়ে আপনার তো কিছু কোয়ারিজ থাকে, আমার বাচ্চাটা কেমন, ও কিরকম আছে, ওর সম্বন্ধে আপনার নিশ্চয়ই কিছু কোয়ারিজ আছে। কারণ আপনি অ্যাজ আ পেরেন্টস মাঝে মাঝেই জিজ্ঞেস করেন যে ও করছে কি করছে না। আপনার সবচেয়ে কি আপনার মনে হয় যে সবচেয়ে আগে আমার জানা উচিত?
মানে আমার যেটা সবচেয়ে মনে হয় যে ধরুন আমি ওকে যেটা পড়ালাম, ঠিক আছে, পড়াবার পর হয়তো সেই মুহূর্তে সে সেটা বললো, বাট আমি যদি জাস্ট 10 মিনিটস অন্যটা করি, যদি আবার ওটা জিজ্ঞেস করতে, তখন কিন্তু সে
দ্যাট মিন্স ইউ ওয়ান্ট টু নো হিজ অর হার লার্নিং ক্যাপাসিটি। ও কতটা শিখছে and কতটা রিটেইন করছে। She wants to know the learning capacity of the kid, right? And one. So we got one. Learning capacity. I need to know the capabilities and potentialities of the child. I am teaching, but after some time she is forgetting. Why? Right?
When I am teaching about something, so she can easily accustom with that, and after some time he connected with that curriculum.
Right. So আপনি একটা মা হিসেবে আর কি ওর সম্বন্ধে আর কি জানতে চান?
আর ও attention দিতে পারছে কিনা, attention span.
So second, you want to know the attention span. So one mother is telling she wants to know the abilities of the child to retain. She wants to know what is the attention span.
his attention span is one
Something new, ma'am. Something new.
How much is understanding? Like understanding is the core. Learning can be done
Learning,
afterwards,
but
like
understanding, cognitive
right.
development. What is the cognitive development? So are you, as a father?
Just want him to be happy.
Very good. He wants the child to be happy and enjoy. Is he happy? What he wants is getting
The vibes.
the likes or dislikes.
Likes and dislikes, his interest. It's not my interest, his interest. Okay. So,
I want to know if he face any fear or any overburden.
whether there is any anxiety inside
or
her.
overburden or anything internal, anything which we have not found anything. Just
Whether he or she is facing any challenges
Yes,
which is
yes.
not visible,
yes,
right?
Right.
You?
I also want to know if my child is facing any challenges, because whenever she interacts with some stranger, she doesn't talk much.
Okay.
But with other people, she is very much talkative. I don't know what's the reason behind that. That's
It's
what-
very normal. Okay, you don't have to worry about it, but we can have a check on that. Yes.
He's just 2 years old.
তাও আপনি মা হিসেবে আপনার কি মনে হয় so মা দ্বারা আপনি কি মনে হয় যে আপনি তোর সামনে ভাবেন যেমন দে টোল্ড আস এটা আমি আবার খুব এটা মনে হয় এরকম আপনার কি মনে হয়
ওই মানে এনজয় করছে কিনা যেটা
enjoy whether what she is doing she or he is doing enjoying or not ma'am you
It's like, ma'am, how he is interacting with others.
Interaction.
Interacting with the peers of his age.
right or
Yes.
it's below or
Yes.
it should be improved or
Yes.
not right so just see we should analyze the behavioral pattern of the child so it is coming in what you want to know we should know their mental capacity right what you told we should know what they like or dislike what she is telling we should be aware if they are facing any challenges what he told us we should address them early before these challenges become mental health issues when they are growing. That is the main thing. If any challenge is there, it can be there. This is the mental health. But we should not suppress it and we should not transform it to mental mental health issues later when he or she is going to the school, right? We should make them ready before they go to the formal school. That is our objective. We should make their base strong. Do you know in the first world countries, the parents and the school work together to facilitate the child to be a successful learner. We have to work together. Teachers are there and the parents are there. So that is why the assessment you are taking together. Because certain informations are there which you know better than teachers because they are with you all the day. But certain things, when they are in the teaching learning process, teachers are more aware. So both of you, if sit together and do the assessment, then we can get the exact picture and we can analyze that report and we can analyze those information and feedback and we can give you a scientific report. It is clear? Any question after this? Any question? Okay. Just I'm going to tell you about one incident, okay? In a school, and I know some parents also face that problem. This is it's a case study what we have done. Let us peep into the classroom of KG1, East Elementary School, Florida, USA. Okay? So this is the classroom. Okay. So this Jill, there is a child called Jill. The girl was not doing good in school a year ago. Her poor class responses, okay, zero participation in the school activity and poor performance in scholastic and post-scholastic assessment made the parents worry. Always teachers are complaining that she is not responding at all, she is not doing anything, right? Then how they solve this problem together? Parents and the teachers came together and solved it. How? Jill was reluctant to speak in the class, not at all speaking in the class, okay? She hardly spoke to the teachers and responded in the class, did not take any question, did not ask any question to the teacher to clear her doubts. She spoke freely with friends, family, and behaved absolutely normal. when the teachers complain that she's not speaking, then the parents are telling, how come it be? She's absolutely normal when she's there in at home, interacting with us, interacting with the friends. Okay. So what is the problem? Have you faced that kind of problem, or have you heard this? Child is not speaking in the school after studying 1 year, not speaking. Actually, when the teachers and the counselors, everybody sat to sort out this problem, they found that Jill is suffering from an anxiety disorder. It is not very much visible, but certain anxiety is there, and that anxiety disorder is called selective mutism. So, have you heard selective mutism? This, you will be surprised to know in UK, in USA, there are organizations, there are separate setup to address selective mutism. This is a simple problem. Child is anxious to speak in the school, but child is okay at home. But these problems, if we address now only, then it will not become serious later. Otherwise, what will happen? What happens in India? This kind of things we sometimes overlook. Okay, it will be okay when in formal school they will go. But throughout their schooling, they will remain anxious, they will not be confident, and their performance will not be good also. And as parents, we will think, okay, maybe my child is not that intelligent, that is why the performance is not good. No, this can be another problem. She has got certain anxiety, that is why she is not performing well. You never know what is the anxiety, it is in her mind only, right? So what they did, they counseled and they've taken some steps along with the parents. A lot of beautiful steps they have taken. I am just telling you what beautiful steps. Everything is not possible in India or in this setup, in our school, Indian school setup. But certain things are possible, of course. What they did, they invited the parents, mother in the classroom, in the school. They have given completely a separate classroom to mother. And they said that you sit in this classroom, no other people will be there, mother and the child, and we need to find out whether the child is comfortable with the mother when he or she is at the school setup. So she was comfortable. Then what happened? They started the stimulus phase. What does it mean? Like after 2 days, they were interacting. They introduced one member from the school in that setup. Mom, child, and one member. They found the child was doing fine with that member. Next day, another member. Like that, they wanted to condition the child. And this way through reinforcement. And one more action they have taken, that is very easy, you can take also. If your child is very much shaky of speaking, of doing certain performance, do one thing, whatever he or she is doing, take the record. Don't play the record instantly. Suddenly give him or her surprise and say how good you are when you are speaking, how good you are when you are doing certain rhyming, and reinforce, positive reinforce, give them the gift. Some small gift, a chocolate, she should understand or he should understand that for this he or she is getting the gift. All we do, we give chocolates without any purpose. This is the chocolate. No, you should keep the chocolates for positive reinforcement. Okay, so they did the same thing. Like they took the record of their voice and they played it in front of the friends, and child was shy that time, but when the teacher appreciated, you speak so well, then he became little bit free and he started to communicate. Most potential mental health problem will not become mental health problem will not become mental health problems if we respond to them early. Okay, so let us review some situation. Certain situation I am now going to show you, because as it's an awareness session also, you need to be aware about it. There is a term called learning difficulties. Have you heard this term? Learning difficulties. What do you know by it? learning difficulties? Any idea?
Difficult in grasping.
Yeah, tell me.
Whatever it is, just going inside the head, that's not like really inside the head.
Yeah, you were saying that he or she is not able to express.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
To understand the subject or টিচার যা পড়াচ্ছে সেইটাকে রিলেট করতে ওর অসুবিধা হচ্ছে,
Right, right.
সেটাই হচ্ছে তার
Basically, learning difficulties is a cognitive disability. When I ask them why, what they want to know, both of them said that we want to know what he or she is learning, whether it's understood by him or not. Now it depends on the cognitive abilities, and it is, you cannot increase the cognitive abilities of a child. It is not possible. Whatever cognitive abilities are there in his brain, that will remain same. Okay, you can enhance it through environmental support, right? Now some children are there who will face problem. You know that they face problem later when they go to formal school with maths. Okay, they have got certain maths learning difficulties, right? You know that আমার বাচ্চা খুব ভালো করছে তো অঙ্কটা একদম পারছে না। And what we conclude that the child is not intelligent, child is not practicing, that is why it is happening. No, it might be the fact the child doesn't have that cognitive abilities, or child has got that learning difficulties. If the learning difficulties are there, what should you do? Tell me. If you came to know, if you come to know that your child is not doing good in maths, like this Ron is doing language absolutely fine, alphabets, small words, speaking, but whenever we are giving him the counting, okay, small problems, puzzle facing problem, it's a kind of learning difficulties. We call it maths learning difficulties or dyscalculia. Now as parents, what should be your role? Can you tell me? Suppose it has got detected, for instance, that certain problems are there at KG2 and the child is going to be in the formal school. So what things you have to put into your head and you have to support?
ম্যাম ওকে ওর মতো মানে ওর জায়গায় গিয়ে ওর মেন্টালিটি বুঝে সেইভাবে মানে ওর জন্য আলাদাভাবে পড়াটা স্টেপস গুলো তৈরি করতে হবে।
Great.
একটা
Great. You are from teaching profession?
No, I am non-teaching, but I have experience because I am working in school in Bombay.
Yes, that is nice. The thing is that you have to accept this fact. You can't say the child, you are not doing good in maths, you have to practice more and you have to improve. You have to encourage the child by telling, oh, you're so good in rhymes, you're so good in, because you have to know also that my child will not be able to do very good in maths in any time. We have to accept it, and accordingly we have to guide him. Otherwise, the child will be demotivated. It happens. It happens. It's nothing impossible, and it's not abnormal also. We also have certain difficulties in learning certain things. But when the degree becomes high, then it becomes really problematic. Then we have to accept it, and accordingly we have to make a model for the child and we can take it forward. And please note, child is absolutely normal. And child will go to normal school only, but if you know it, you should inform it to the teachers in the formal school that, ma'am, my child has certain problem with numbers, so kindly treat him like this way. So the parents will also become, the teachers will also become aware about it, and teachers will also, take care of the things. Maybe during the admission time you are not telling, but later, so some problems, you have to be aware about it, so that you don't pressurize your child. Besides this, there are other difficulties also, learning difficulties. You should be aware about it. One is dyscalculia, I told. Another is dyslexia. Have you heard about dyslexia? All of you have seen the movie. See how the child suffered. Unless that teacher came and understood that, okay, child is absolutely normal, only dyslexia is there, that is why he is facing problems. Okay, so you have to be aware about it. If some child is coming with dyslexia, that is not his fault. That way the brain is structured.
Basically, for that reason, to help the parents, to help the students, everybody, we are keeping some mental health, assessment. It's a unique combination of technology, psychology, and pedagogy. Please note, it is not only a psychological assessment, because we want to integrate their mental abilities with the teaching learning process. Suppose as a teacher, we know that this particular child has got a mild degree of ADHD. How the teacher should handle that child. We do not need any special educator for that. Our general educator can help them. But the general educator should have the specific information. Accordingly, he or she can make the lesson plan. Right? That activities, running, jumping, dancing, gymnastic, anything beyond school hours. Also, the teachers will take steps accordingly. Okay, we'll give the child more gross motor activities. If you want him to concentrate, you have to put in some extracurricular physical activities. Then, if you call the child, you will find him more attentive, because that extra energy has got exhausted. Second thing is that food habit. If your child has got hypertension or hyperactive, the child is, don't give him extra calories. That is really detrimental. Don't give extra calories, less food. You are thinking, no, my child will have more and more food. No. What calories are needed, exactly that should be given. Otherwise, the child will become hyperactive, more hyperactive, because that extra energy he or she is getting, and he has to or she has to use that extra energy, right? That is important. Now I am coming to another important, where most of the parents are very worried, that is called separation anxiety. When you put the child start to cry. School, I will not go to school and all, right? And even I was just listening to him when he was telling the ma'am that why he or she is crying in an unknown environment. This kind of things are still there, okay? When first time he came to school, he was anxious to be separated from you, from the mother. That is why he cried. Now again, when he has gone to a certain unknown environment, he is crying because his degree of anxiety is little bit high. Same separation anxiety. Now separation anxiety with the known separation anxiety from the known environment, right? So that is why. So how should we tackle it? We should not be very worried about these things, okay? It will go. But if it becomes little bit serious, then it can be selective mutism. What I told, it can be selective mutism, it can be elective mutism also. Then certain behavioral therapies are needed. Behavioral therapies at the very preliminary level. But if it becomes very severe, then we have to take care of certain other therapies. But please note, these are not, it doesn't mean that the child is abnormal. We use the word today, we used to use abnormal and normal. Nowadays, in the educational space, there is no such word called abnormal and normal. We use the word neurodiversity, and we use the word neurodivergent and neurotypical. Who are neurotypical? Whom you are finding very accepted. What you are expecting the child is doing. Okay. And who are neurodivergent? What you are expecting is not doing. When you are saying, okay, my child is going to school, he is happy, he is doing the activities, you are happy. But if something is different, then you are becoming worried. You have to accept that also. Because maybe the child is neurodivergent. Right? And I think there is no speech delay problem over here. Is there any speech delay problem in this particular group? Our son. Everybody is speaking clearly, right?
My son is speech delay.
Speech delay. Now he is speaking.
He speaks, but still.
What is the age?
4.
Okay. Did you find any other symptoms besides speech delay?
He's autistic.
Okay. Then no, it's okay, fine. So, thank you. So, have you found the degree?
We are going taking for therapy.
Therapies you are taking. I mean, they have told anything about the degree? Mild.
It's very mild.
Very mild.
Yeah, high functioning.
So it's okay. So already you are aware. I think along with speech delay, you must have found certain other symptoms also. Like he wants to live in his own world, something like that, or obsessed about certain things, smelling and all. So it's okay, absolutely, and we need to know that there can be various problems of speech delay. As you are the parents, you can make aware other parents also. That is why I'm doing this. First, there can be problem with the mouth. Okay, there can be speech and language disorder. Okay, hearing loss can be there. Lack of stimulation. What you said, my child is not speaking to anybody. Okay, because nobody is there at home. That is why I put him in the school. Sometimes, lack of stimulation can be there. Autism spectrum disorder, what he told, neurological problem, and intellectual disability. Such as regarding the autism spectrum thing, I need to make all of you aware. Autism spectrum disorder, it is actually, we are naming it as disorder, but it is not a problem. It is actually a mindset. It is, the structure is like that, and you have to accept it. If now it is mild, then why we are giving the therapy? Because that child is living with other people who are not autistic. That is why this therapy is needed. It is not needed because the child is abnormal. Child is absolutely normal in his or her own way. Okay? So why this therapy is needed? Because he has to adjust with this world. That is why he needs it. Otherwise, autistic, if a very mild autism is there, we find that sometimes the children have got very high IQ level. Very high IQ level. Attention is very high. And many famous personalities, I think they used to be autistic. Even some of us, whom, like you're finding very normal, no problem, maybe autistic brain. That is nowadays considered as positive in some cases. Right? So basically, for that reason, to help the parents, to help the students, everybody, we are keeping some mental health assessment. It's a unique combination of technology, psychology and pedagogy. Please note, it is not only a psychological assessment, because we want to integrate their mental abilities with the teaching learning process. Suppose as a teacher, we know that this particular child has got a mild degree of ADHD. How the teacher should handle that child. We do not need any special educator for that. Our general educator can help them. But the general educator should have the specific information. Accordingly, he or she can make the lesson plan. Right? Accordingly, he or she can make the lesson plan. Right? So what are the steps? I'm telling you the steps. First, we will take an assessment. Okay? In that assessment, we are not only going to find what problem they have. We are going to find their abilities. All of you know the curriculum. Kangaroo Kids curriculum is based on multiple intelligence. So we are going to get some point on each intelligence. Okay? And you are going to take this assessment along with the teacher. There will be around 200 questions, okay, with a questionnaire, multiple choice. It will be given 2 hours time. And if you are taking offline, then a teacher will be there. If you are taking online, also the teacher will be there and our team member will be there to help you to answer the question. And please note these questions, there is no correct and wrong answer, okay? Then after that, we are going to give a report to you. Then in the second stage, all the parents will be called with the reports and we will do the report analysis, okay? And then, if we find that some children need special attention or certain other, steps, then we are going first we will analyze the report of all child, we'll give a teacher report, and from that report if we find that any difficulties or a child is struggling, those parents and child will again be called separately. Okay, your report will be absolutely private to you. Okay, nobody will come to know about it. It is your report only, and we are going to have one-to-one session with those parents only. Otherwise, all the parents, including those parents, they will have a general session on the report. Okay, and if you have any question, any queries, you can ask. After that, what is most important, all the teachers are going to get the report. The teacher's report will be totally different, not like you. And teacher will refer to these report when they will conduct the classes. Whatever gaps are there, by seeing the referring the reports, teacher will try to fill up those gaps. Because now they are sanguine, what is the problem? Then she or he can fill up. And as well as if we find certain gifted child, very high, good IQ level, certain gifted child we can also find. So we should nurture that giftedness from now onwards. Otherwise they may get lost. Because if gifted children are very different. Maybe they are not good in class activities, but if we can find that some gifted child is there, we should nurture them. And throughout the year, our Education Board of Vocational Training and Development will have the workshop with the teachers. Suppose in a particular class we are finding that 10 children are there. Out of that 10 children, this group is like that, another group is like that. So the teacher of that class will be trained accordingly through 4 workshops throughout the year. So this is the whole process. And in the final stage, we are going to give certain rewards and recognitions to some extraordinary children, maybe some special children also who are doing good, okay, who are coping up with these things very well, okay. So this is the whole process, and the school will facilitate you. The unique feature will facilitate this particular assessment is known as CAME, okay, Comprehensive Assessment on Mental Health and Education. And this will facilitate the parents to know the abilities of their wards. If your ward is absolutely fine, neurotypical, you will come to know the abilities and capacity to some extent. You will get an idea about it. Where you have to enhance, where you have to do, you do not have to do anything, you will come to know. Facilitates the teachers to know the abilities of the learners. Teachers will also come to know like what is their ability. Identifies the exceptional learners. Help the parents, teachers and the school to nurture them properly. Because as he was telling that he put the child in the therapy. Okay. Now that for a mild degree of autism. Now your child is doing the therapy separately, and here the educators are general. They are not connected. We want them to be connected through individualized education plan. Okay. So that is important. Because what is inclusive education? Inclusive education means child will, if the child is neurodivergent, child will not go anywhere. Child will only come to the normal school, no special school. Here only the facilities will be there through which we can help the child. Okay? And what are the 2 benefits we are getting? You don't have to put the child in a special school. No therapists, no separate things. Number 2, your general educators are connected with the therapist. What he is, I should follow him in the class. That the general educators should know, na? Because he is spending more time with the child. And make the learners ready for facing the challenges at formal school, motivates the learner to nurture their strength and become successful in life. You have to nurture the strength also. You like your child to be a good painter, but the child may not have that strength. Maybe the child has got the strength in other activities. Okay, if you know, you can nurture it from the very beginning. Okay, like she said that I want to know dislike and likes, right? Interest, not interest. Thank you so much. Any question from your end? যেটুকুনি confusions আছে, whatever confusions you have, you can ask me. এই অ্যাসেসমেন্টটা নিয়ে কোনো কোয়েশ্চেন আছে? Anything?
অ্যাসেসমেন্টটা হওয়ার সময় ম্যাম will the child be part of?
No. You and the teacher. Let me show you just a little bit. After the assessment, basically, we are giving the teacher this kind of report. For each child, their word, number, logic, every points are given. Okay. So everything, if any concerns are there, then we are giving this kind of red concern, red flag areas where the teachers need to concentrate. And detailed report. And parents also, we are giving this kind of report. You can keep this report. Here we are going to give you the report like this. This kind of report, where you will first come to know about their multiple intelligence, okay, and multiple quotient. Please note, here at this stage, we do not determine IQ because there is a chance to enhance the IQ. But at this stage we are giving you two quotients which are very important. One is SQ, another is DQ. DQ is actually developmental quotient. You need to know whether the developmental quotient is at the right place or not. The age, and accordingly the developmental quotient should be there, right? And social quotient, because the child will be going to the formal school. So what's the level of the social quotient? If social quotient is low, we have to work on that from now onwards. Because you are thinking, sir, that my child is not very comfortable with an unknown environment. But after the testing, if we find that it is absolutely fine and social quotient is okay, then you don't have to do anything. It is okay. There is a range actually.
So how to understand their likes and dislikes, because they are very now, my son is 3 years old, so he is doing something, I find that one day he's painting very well, he's with his crayons and everything, I find that he's interested, next day he's doing something else.
Questions will be set in that manner. Okay, questions will not be, we are in the question, why 200 questions? Because we will verify again and again your opinion about your child. Maybe you will be finding one question number 1, maybe after some time you will be finding same question in a different language. So we will find out how you are responding, because that is set by some standardized framework, okay? That psychologists, special educators and the educationists frame those questions. We know that these are the features of the children. That is why that assessment is needed. Because overall score will come. That score is important. Just by observing, you are a little bit confused, right? What she or he likes.
Yes.
Anything else? Okay. And besides their normal things, we are going to also find out whether the reading is age appropriate. When the child is very small, what he or she is reading is age appropriate or not. What is the level? Whether spelling, writing age appropriate or not. Maths and logic age appropriate or not. These things will be observed, okay, after the assessment. So any question from your end so that we can wrap it up? Acha, first, I mean, all of you are comfortable with offline or online. What mode you prefer of the assessment?
Offline.
Offline. When you will be, you prefer online. Okay. So I think ma'am will take a vote on that, offline and online. Online option is there, but in case of online, you have to remember that maybe you will have certain confusions when you are taking.
Actually, I'm comfortable with offline also, because as I'm working, so I'm keeping that paradigm with time and.
Let's see. We will take the vote from all the parents, because many parents are not present today, though they have taken interest in that. So ma'am will come to know about it, and accordingly we will decide. Okay? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.